What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Game Day with Trey. This your host, Trey. That's my co-host, Face.
What up, world?
And man, we finna come at you real quick on this NFL AFC South Side, baby. Yeah, we finna let y'all know which quarterback should be where, who's the best, who's the worst, fantasy projections, all versus Mike Clay's ESPN fantasy projections, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. I'm sad to say, but the bottom of the barrel, there's a competition at quarterback right now. If you up in Naptown, if you up in Indy, you already know what I'm talking about, man. We talking about Anthony Richardson versus Gardner Minshew. All right. Now, a lot of people wouldn't want this or wouldn't want to say that this is going to be a competition. But at the end of the day, Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback right now. Gardner Minshew has played in the NFL longer. He's even played in this same offense that they're playing. Not to say that this offense isn't built for somebody with the athletic prowess and abilities of one Anthony Richardson out of the University of Florida. Okay? So, I mean, at the end of the day, let me give you the stats. And y'all tell me, or actually, you tell me, Faith. So let's go like this, man. We'll start with Anthony Richardson. Now, I'm going to give you his college stats just because of the fact, he ain't played no ball in the NFL yet. So, last year at the University of Florida, he had 2,549 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. His completion percentage was 53.8%. Like, and the year before that, he struggled to beat out whoever the bum quarterback was that's there. And the year before that, he couldn't beat out Kyle Trask. So, at the end of the day, man, everything that he showed us at the combine, okay, all the all the athleticism, the flick of the wrist, 60-yard, 70-yard bomb, you know, the 4.4 speed at 6'4", almost 6'5", 245 pounds. Uh, his three cone, his broad jump, his yeah, the boy's athletic, but football is not played just by people who are athletic. Especially when you're playing quarterback, you have to be able to do more, see more, read more. Now, I wasn't very impressed with him at the University of Florida. I'm down here in Florida. I ain't a Gator fan, but I'm down here in Florida, so I get to see it all firsthand. Face, you down here too, though, man. So what say you?
Hey, when it comes to that competition, right? I feel like, you know, you drafted him high as you did, you might as well start him and see what he could do for us. That it depends on how much he picks up during training camp. If he learns the offense fast enough, you already know what you're gonna get with Mushu. You ain't gonna get too far. So I'm
Moose
just
shoe.
saying, Mushu, you ain't gonna get that far with him. So what I'm saying is, you drafted this boy this high. You might as well go ahead and play him if he learns enough of your offense to be able to get out there and be presentable for your playbook. But at the end of the day, those numbers in college is like kind of crazy to me because
Scary.
it's a
Scary.
lot easier. It's a lot easier to complete the pass in college than it is in
Bigger
the NFL.
windows.
But
NFL window like
same
that.
time, at the same time, they might trust in they teachers. They might have somebody they feel like because they had to have enough to look at even the draft in the high because, like you said, the numbers really don't add up to no first
Man,
round draft.
hold on. Faith, think about this for a second, right? Okay. In the NFL, especially if you're running that Philadelphia Eagle offense, okay, imagine if you had a bigger Jalen Hurts. Now, the difference is this guy can't throw like Jalen could throw coming out of college. Jalen looked good throwing at Alabama, and Jalen looked good throwing at Oklahoma. Okay, so Jalen looked good. He just looked good. He looked
Hey,
like a quarterback. He did
hey,
not. He never put up numbers
hey,
like that.
Trey,
Okay. Yeah.
I ain't no female, but in this instant right here, it goes to show size does matter. you already said it.
Hey,
The
that's a
size
fact.
and the ability, you feel what I'm saying, for this kid to be running a
Upside.
4.4 and be 6'5", they feel like hell. If we could get him just to protect the ball enough, we feel like we could teach him how to play quarterback. They feel like he might not be as groomed, but I feel like it's so much upside to the kid, it's worth taking a chance. That's how they're looking at it. By
Hmm.
you being an NFL team and an organization, you have to have coaches in place that you know can bring your talent in and get the best out of him. So I think that's what they're banking on more than just his numbers in
Well,
college.
to
But
be
we
honest
already
with you,
said the size, the speed, and the natural ability is all there. So they just feel like they're gonna be able to come and groom him into being an NFL quarterback.
I don't think they really think that they might be able to do it. I think that what they're believing is that they will be able to take his abilities, call the right plays to protect him early from making all the dumb, boneheaded plays that he would normally make. The thing is, I think that's very dangerous for Anthony Richardson because I think that the boy, I mean, like, if you just look at the development he's made from at Florida to combine to post combine now at mini camps and stuff like that. Okay. He has developed a lot on his footwork, his delivery, understanding of the game, all that stuff there. Which not to say he wasn't like he understands football, like he knows the game. He just makes bonehead decisions out there with the ball. Okay. And now the footwork, all of that stuff, the better mechanics, all of that stuff will help him in the end. But if you run him and run him and run him like he's Cam Newton, which is what they plan on doing. Okay, remember they got Jonathan Taylor up there in Indianapolis. So they already got a dog running game. Now you got the RPO that you run. You can run the RPO all day. Okay, which is going to create lanes for Anthony Richardson and for Jonathan Taylor. Okay, then on top of that, you got Michael Pittman on the outside, big wide receiver, but he big and strong. Remember Mike Pittman's son? He Michael
Yeah,
Pittman's
yeah.
son. That's Michael Pittman Jr. Win championship rings, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, they could run him to death. And when I say run him to death, I'm not
But
saying kill the boy, but I'm saying they
but
could run him to the point to where he hurts his shoulder, or he just can't get to where he could have been. Now, if that happens,
but
that's
guess
on
what?
him and that's on
That's
his body for letting that happen.
but that's another piece that you just said. They already got a running back. So if you got a running game, you got a better chance of completing passes because your running game draws the defense in, pulls the linebackers up. So guess what? That's why they feel
Faith,
like this might be a good fit for
faith.
him. Yeah,
Baltimore. Baltimore got a running game, right? Prior
but
to
not
right
like
now,
John Taylor.
prior to
Not like
prior,
Taylor though.
prior
Not
yeah,
like Taylor.
who?
Taylor.
Not like who?
Not like not
Not
like
like
Taylor.
Taylor. Okay, I'll give. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
All right, hold on. Let me give you another example. It will go to Atlanta. Michael Vick when they had T.J. Duckett and Warwick Dunn. That's a running game. But yet Michael Vick was running the ball a lot. Right now in Philadelphia last year, Miles Sanders is a good running back, bro. Jalen Hurts ran the ball a lot. We can go on and on and on. Okay, Cam Newton, great, great
But
quarterback. He had
you got a
Jonathan
great
Taylor. Hold up, he had Jonathan Taylor and D'Angelo Williams. He had two running backs, but who they call to play for? You see where I'm going with this? Like I'm not saying that I'm wishing this upon the young man. I hope that they have a better plan than to just run the ball with the boy. Let the boy teach the boy how to throw. Give him time if he don't know how to throw. Give him time to learn how to
I
do that
think
before you put him
I
out there
think
on the field.
I think he know how to throw. I think he already know how to throw. I do. I think he already know how to throw. I think it's just based on him making better decisions, and by him being better informed and understanding certain aspects of the game, I feel like that'll make him a better quarterback. Because when you out there trying to figure it out as you making the play, it's harder to and the game seems faster. You seeing rush, but if he takes his time to learn what he needs to learn, for us in the film room, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's able to dissect defenses. I believe with the strong arm that he has, it's going to create space when you got a running back like Taylor. Now you got to pick your poison. Are you going to come up and play the run with RPO or whatever, or are you going to let my receivers get loose? That's why I say I feel like it's better for him to fit with a running back like that can help him. Because guess what? What if he didn't have that great running back? Now it's on his legs. You feel what I'm saying? They're
You're
going to
right.
be running the plays more for him. By you having a running back that was already damaged in the league, that takes off where he can hand it off more than he actually got to run.
All right, so let me give you the projections then. Let me give you Mike Clay's fantasy projections. So for yards passed, 2,908 yards, 15 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. All right. He's supposed to rush for a total of 608 yards, I believe, 5 touchdowns, and he's supposed to be the 21st ranked quarterback in fantasy with 237 total points that he's supposed to get to. You feel me? So
Them ain't good numbers though.
them is horrible numbers, but the thing
It
is, if
really
you
ain't
the
good
combine
numbers.
in fantasy, you combine the running with the passing. So together, that's 3,508 yards or something like that, or 16 yards, 3,516 yards with the 2,908 plus the 608. So that gives him something. But man, you know,
Any,
I
any,
just
any
I
quarterback, any quarterback with a running back like Jonathan Taylor, and you
shouldn't
got
be
any
running the
type of
ball.
receiver supposed to get over at least 3,000 yards. You got if you got any type of running game to loosen that defense up, and you
Brother,
have anything, you
they
supposed to
still
at least
got
get three
they
thousand
still got
yards.
weapons over there outside of him too. They like which when we do the weapons version of this and weapons versus quarterback version of this, all right, we'll give the people that because they got some weapons over there in Indianapolis too. That's why
I
this should
know.
look a lot better for this young man. And I hope and pray that they don't do him like I think they're gonna do him. Give him an opportunity to learn how to throw the ball,
I
man.
think the fault that's gonna be the fault. They gonna make you think he gonna be a runner. But guess what? They might turn him into a passer faster than you expect. Because guess what? If you could throw 60 or 70 yards, we don't need you running the
Flick of the
ball.
wrist, flick of the wrist.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need you running the ball. If you could throw the ball 60, 70 yards, you could throw a ball way faster than you can run it 70 yards.
How
You feel me?
accurately can you
You could
throw
throw
a
that
ball
ball.
60, 70 yards under pressure when you are someone who has a 50 something percent completion rating at the University of Florida last year?
But that don't mean that is not a when you look at numbers, you got to look at the thing behind numbers because you got drop passes,
But no, they had good wide receivers.
defensive pass. I'm
They
just
had good wide
saying
receivers.
you got
They just
pass.
had a bum coach. I didn't agree with a lot of the coaching calls that they had at the University of Florida. I didn't even agree with the style that because they were making him they were trying to make him a pocket passer, man. You know, outside of that Utah game last year where he came out and he dogged Utah in game one, you never saw that from him again last year because of the fact that the way they called the games, but also the way he played in the games, you know. Anybody who's watched him, y'all can go check the tape. If you ain't checked the tape, I'm gonna give it to you all season long, man. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't checked the tape yet, I'm gonna give it to you all season long. Don't worry about it. We gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it because he is one of the most intriguing quarterbacks to come out in a long time, and I'm very interested in him. I hope they develop him.
I just want the kid to do well, man.
So do
He a
I.
Florida Gator, so guess what? I
Oh
want to see him do
no.
well. You feel me?
Man, I just want to see him do well because of the fact he reps the gunshine period. Anytime you could be you
That's
could be
what
a
I'm saying.
Hurricane, you could
Yeah,
be
Florida,
Florida State, you could be
anything.
FAMU, BCU, FAI, FAU, FIU. You know what I mean? Golf.
You already know
Florida
it.
Gulf
Yeah.
Coast. If you in Florida, man, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You already know.
So we're not even gonna go through Gardner Minshew because he ain't gonna get to play enough games. That's just they drafted your boy way too early. So next quarterback on this list, Houston Texans CJ Stroud comes in as the third best quarterback in this division. Now, CJ Stroud was drafted number two, okay, to the Houston Texans out of the Ohio State. All right, last year at Ohio State, he had what? 3,688 yards, 41 touchdowns, six interceptions, 66.3 completion percentage. You know,
That's them beautiful numbers.
that's the kind of numbers a quarterback's supposed to have, man. The boy, I'm just saying, that's the kind of numbers a quarterback's supposed to have when you're in college. That's what you got to have. But out of the Ohio State, um, every reports out of camp sound good. I really don't think Davis Mills stands a chance to get this job. If he does, then it's going to be a problem. But
That's
I
just
don't see it
talk.
happening, man. They're saying his leadership is off the chain. But what say you, Faith?
That's just talk. I don't even. I just feel like they just trying to make Mills feel good about losing and acting like he had a chance to even win in the first place. Because they already said the players respond to him well. He come in, he prepare. It's like he already got the respect of the veterans. So that speaks for itself. If you got a young guy that could come in and actually get the support of the older guy before the season even starts,
Yeah,
Mills, just be prepared to come in and back your teammate up and be a good teammate. If you do win, good for you, but I doubt that it's gonna happen for you this year. You know what I mean? They drafted them too high. I'm not gonna draft a quarterback this high and not plan to play him. You know what I mean? But
that's
I
fact.
give you the respect of being a veteran or being a player that was here already, just to
Well,
make you feel
yeah,
better for
you got to. Davis Mills last year threw for 3,118 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, a QBR of 33.1, 61% completion percentage, 31 sacks he got. He got sacked
I
31
I
times, so they
I
weren't even
I
protecting him last year.
I'd
Like,
have tried
you got a new head
I'd
coach.
get a mailman his job.
What's up?
I'd have tried to get a mailman his job.
Oh, man.
Well, hey, you just throw the hell out that envelope. You want to come in and get up and work out and get this dude that man. How many
Oh,
interceptions? 17
15,
touchdowns.
15
15
interceptions.
receptions.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's the NFL, bro. You can't. Well,
Not
man.
with
Hey,
17
I don't even see
touchdowns.
why they say it's a competition. I don't even see why they say it's a competition.
Because they gotta say it, man. They gotta say it.
I know.
Unlike the quarterback competition that we were just speaking of with Gardner Minshew and that actually should be a competition. It has to be a competition. This one should never be a competition.
Not
Okay,
with 17 touchdowns and
nah,
15
uh,
and 15 interceptions.
nah,
That's
not in
better.
your second year in the league. Not in your second year in the league. That wasn't his first year last year. That wasn't his rookie year. Okay, Davis Mills came in with Kyle Trask. All right,
Those
so
are not even. Those are not even NFL quarterback type numbers. Because guess what? The league is predicated and is a pass friendly. They
exactly.
it's
It's
all
a
about the
pass friendly
pass
league.
now.
And so if you
You know
can't
what
get
I mean?
away with it,
So
it's a problem.
if you can't throw that many, if you can't throw at least 20 touchdowns in a season, you got 17 games. You ain't no NFL quarterback.
Now, hold up, Face. There was some issues there in Houston last year. Okay, we'll start with the
I
fact that they ain't had no weapons. All right. And then after they ain't had no weapons, he really didn't have no experience. That was his first full season starting or majority of season starting. So I dig it. I understand it. But at the end of the day,
I throw the
I'm
ball to
with you.
myself.
CJ Stroud has got to be the starting quarterback. If you go into the
I
game
throw
or go into the season with Davis Mills, you done gave up already.
I throw the ball to myself and get more touchdowns than that.
All right, so let's look at these projections real quick, man. So they got CJ Stroud projected to do 3,328 yards, 18 touchdowns, but 14 interceptions. So just remember now, last year was 17 and 15. This is supposed to be 18 and 14. This is what they're saying. Now, they say he in quarterback ranking, he's the 28th ranked quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to be worth about somewhere around like 192 points or something like that. Not nothing crazy, but not nothing like insane like he should. If he decides to run the ball like he did against Georgia in that college playoff, then he could be worth something. But they only projected him to run like 170 yards or some ridiculously low number like that. They gonna say like I don't know. He is running the 49er offense because they do have their head coach is from the 49ers now, which also used to be the linebacker for the Houston Texans.
So I you hear me?
What
I
you
thought
said?
what'd you say now?
I said that D'Amico Ryans and the 49ers offense, combined with the fact that CJ Stroud is supposed to be a good pocket passer, if he is able to run the ball like he did in that Georgia game in the playoffs,
Oh yeah.
then he might do better than 192 points. Right? They only got him skipped down for 170 yards or something like that,
Hold on.
178, something like that, rushing yards for the season.
Now why you want CJ Stroud to run the ball, but you don't want Anthony?
It's not a. But look,
Hey,
let me explain this. Okay, I can break this down to you. Okay, CJ Stroud already knows how to throw the ball from the pocket. All right, he needs
yeah.
to add that dynamic to his game. I don't want him to run the ball all the time, but he needs to add that dynamic to his game. He needs to use his athleticism, especially now in the NFL, and he needs to get out that pocket and run. Not all the time. Stay in the pocket as long as you can. All right, and when it breaks down, run. Don't just sit there. Don't throw an interception like they're saying you're gonna do. Don't throw the ball away. That's what Brad Johnson used to do. Okay, like Brad, I used to hate it when Brad Johnson did that. But throw the ball away if you see it ain't right. All right, like you don't have to take the sack, and you don't have to throw the interception. You have two options, especially with his athleticism versus Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson needs to learn how to read defenses. He needs to learn how to understand how to put precision and pinpoint accuracy on his passes. That's what messed him up at the University of Florida was because he couldn't hit the small target hole passes. Okay, and when he had to read the defense to understand what was going on, it was a lost cause. All right, that's what the problem was. And they also didn't run an offense that was conducive to his athleticism. Okay, now in the NFL level, I expect them to run an offense that's more conducive to his athleticism, which is going to take advantage of the fact that he can run the ball and get out there and do what he needs to do to win games. But in the long term, I want this young man's career to be long and I want it to be prosperous. Not saying I want him to win a Super Bowl because you ain't a buck. But at the end of the day, okay, I do want you to have a long career and be prosperous. I like watching all football. I love football. So at the end of the day, I need you to learn how to throw the ball, read the defense, and understand how to move the defense with your eyes, not with your feet.
Hey, hey, Trey. Then you say he a Florida boy.
Yeah, that's why I got his back. But you ain't a
He know how to
buck.
throw the ball. He knows how to throw the ball. Trust me. We had 24-hour football weather down there all year round. He know how to throw the ball.
So then maybe it's not
If
him
he
not
made
knowing
it
how
to
to
that,
throw
if
the
he made it to
ball.
that point,
Okay, maybe it's not him not knowing how to throw the ball. Maybe it's him not knowing how to deliver it in a timely manner in the rhythm of the offense. There we go.
but hey, he had the best. He had the best of the best now. He got the best coaches. This the NFL. If they can't teach you how to be a quarterback, then Well, he made it to that point. So
Oh,
I feel like
no matter
I
what,
feel
this
like they can
his
go.
his contract is
They can go.
guaranteed. This because he's a first round pick, so his contract guaranteed. Ain't no getting around that, dog. So he Gucci. There's
He
no
gonna. He gonna. I
no
think he'll
stopping his
learn. I
money at
think.
this point
I got faith in the kid. He'll pick it up. I feel like he'll learn enough to be able
to protect
to
himself.
understand that you can't rely just on your physical ability. You have to go in this weight room for us, but you have to get in the film room. You have to get in the film room to understand because guess what? that'll slow the game down for you. Once you get in the spin room and you understand why you're doing what you're doing, that's when you become the best at it. Because now I understand when I'm supposed to be doing what. And that's when he's going to become the player that I feel like they drafted him, because they wouldn't have drafted him that high. You got to think about it. The NFL organizations around the league, they not going to put him as number 4 if he couldn't play quarterback at all. Just think
Face,
about it.
look at there were no quarterbacks to draft. They
He had
had
a
to
couple
draft him
more.
that high.
Yeah,
No, you didn't. No, you
what,
didn't. You had
what,
Will
hold
Levis.
on.
You had Will Levis in
Quarterback
this draft. Bryce Young already got picked.
to the second round down there.
Who?
Who was waiting? The quarterback he felt like he supposed to got took at number 3 or 4, but he ended up falling.
Will Levis. That's the one who's up there in Tennessee battling for the number 2 or 3 spot with Malik Willis. That's the next quarterbacks we about to talk about. Let's go ahead and flow into that real quick. Let you know about this next one, because let me break it all the way down for you. So Tennessee Titans quarterback is coming in at number 2 in this division. All right. And that quarterback is not Will Levis. It's not Malik Willis. It's Ryan Tannahill. Yes, I said it. Ryan Tannahill, man. He coming in at number 2. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, this is Tannehill's last stand. He on the last year of the contract. They drafted a quarterback in the first 3 rounds 2 years in a row. Okay. Problem is that Will Levis throwing 3-4 interceptions in practice. Malik Willis, who looked like Basura last year, okay, this year looking decent versus Will Levis, at least in the training camp. So it's gonna have to be Ryan Tannehill. Now, see, the thing is, last year Ryan Tannehill ain't played but 12 games. Injury held him back. Okay, he threw for 2,536 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. All right, in those 12 games, his QBR was 49.1. His completion percentage was 65%, and he had gotten sacked 33 times last year, man. Hence how he got hurt, because he got sacked 33 times in 12 games. That's a lot of times to get sacked. You know, they did do something to shore up that offensive line by drafting an offensive lineman in the first round, Peter Skoronski, out of Northwestern. So that should help him. Okay, but Face, is he gonna be able to do something this year? Is he gonna get taken out by the youngster we were just talking about, Will Levis out of Kentucky, who, by the way, has never thrown for over 2,900 yards at the University of Kentucky?
I don't feel like he's gonna take the job. I feel like, if anything, they're gonna start out with Tannehill, and if Tannehill get hurt or something, he might get an opportunity. But I feel like Tannehill, you done seen the best of him too. So
Yeah.
his string ain't too long. You feel what I'm saying? So if just say he get hurt or he plays bad, turnovers prone or anything like that, I feel like the kid will get a chance. But I feel like Tannehill's an all right quarterback. When he do what he do, okay, he get hurt, but as I feel like he all right. But he ain't nobody that I just think about not playing nobody else over. If
Oh
I
no,
got another
no,
option,
no,
I
definitely
might
not.
explore other options.
Definitely not playing him. I mean, even with the numbers they project him to. So they project him to get 3,429 yards, 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He ranks the 26th quarterback in the NFL for 204 points. Now, the whole thing about this Ryan Tannehill thing is Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver when he came out of college. Like, he played wide receiver the whole time he was in college at Texas A&M. When he got drafted in Miami, they converted him to a quarterback. I didn't agree with it, especially drafting him in the first round and converting him to a quarterback. But that's what they did. Okay. So they drafted him and converted him to a quarterback. That really don't work out. Get him up to Tennessee. It's really still not working out. He's 34, 35 years old now, so he is getting up in age. Um,
He need to convert back to a receiver.
nah, not at 35,
Extend his
bro.
career.
Extend his career. Oh my goodness sakes. Yeah, so if Ryan Tannehill's in that spot, then we all know who number 1 is, man. Number 1 quarterback in the NFC or AFC South, okay, is Trevor Lawrence for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody know him as Sun.
Dog.
If you don't know him as that, you know him by Sunshine. You feel me? With the long flowing locks. All right. Straight out of remember the Titans. Okay. This boy is 6'6", 230 some odd pounds, almost 240 something. Okay. Last year he threw for 4,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. His QBR was 54.3. He threw for 66.3%, and he only got sacked 32 times in a full season. So, I mean, if you just replay back, the last quarterback we talked about, he got sacked 33 times in 12 games. This quarterback is in his second year in the NFL. He did all this with a new head coach because Urban Meyer was his coach the first year, and we all know how that went because Urban Meyer really wasn't like mentally in the game for some odd reason while he was down in Jacksonville. I don't know. That could be what the Florida Sunshine do to you every now and again. But yeah, man. Face, those numbers are indisputable. Okay. How you feel about Sunshine? Because I think the only thing that held him back last year was a lack of number one wide receiver.
You know, man, Trevor like that, man. He already knows. Trevor like that. He got Jacksonville believing again right now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I got to give it to the kid. Yeah, he need more weapons. But shit, in Clemson, he was like that. You feel what I'm saying? Came here, same thing. I can't take nothing from him. Far as the quarter, you know he gonna leave that division out of quarterbacks. He just named the only one who can probably give him a run for his money after this year, CJ.
Yeah,
Other than that, all the other, you know, he gonna be at the top. He gonna be the king of the hill in that division for a
for a
while.
long time. For a
If they
long
keep that
time.
cash, if they keep that quarterback cash, they gonna be at the bottom for a long time.
Yeah, man. Because listen, they ended up trading for Calvin Ridley, if you don't remember, bro. At the trade deadline last year, remember Calvin Ridley was suspended for the gambling up there in Atlanta, and so they traded for him at the trade deadline, brother. So it's gonna be some problems up in Duval, dog. It's definitely gonna be some problems, man. Let me give you the stats that they projected for him, though. So they're saying he's gonna throw for less yards this year. He's gonna throw for 3,918 yards, 26 touchdowns. So that means one more touchdown and 13 interceptions. So he's gonna throw a few more interceptions. I'm pairing that in most likely with the fact that he just got the new wide receiver. They're gonna run the ball a lot more. They did just get Tank Bigsby up there as well. So they got two running backs. They got Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby out of Auburn that they drafted this year. So, and they got Calvin Ridley. You know, they could have a number one wide receiver. They still got they still got Zay Jones. They let go of Marvin Jones, and then they also still got what's his name, man? They got Zay Jones. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Christian Kirk. Yeah, they still got Christian Kirk too, man. So you know they got some weapons over there. I think they drafted a tight end or something too. I'm not sure, but I mean, Face, how potent do you think that offense is going to be? You think he's really going to be the number 10th ranked quarterback in the NFL, or can he get better than that? And is he going to really be worth 281 points fantasy wise?
Yeah, most definitely. And I think he got room, a lot of room to get better. The kid young and he already like learning so much, and he's like excelling. I think he's doing good for, especially with the team that he came into. You got to think about it. Jacksonville wasn't a threat at all a little while before he got here. You feel what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
it's excitement. It's excitement back in Jacksonville football is the reason for it. You know what I mean? Anytime you get a top sitting caller or somebody that changes the whole organization. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They'll start making moves because they know now's the time. We got what we need in this position. And the quarterback is so important because, like I say, it's a pass-friendly league. Everybody know
Yes,
that.
sir.
That shit is geared to. That's why the running backs complain about they can't get paid because they paying the top quarterbacks They paying the top pass rushers. Because guess what? We saying 55 sacks. They paying them boy. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah.
We have to get somebody to get at these dudes because if you let them sit back there with any type of time, you know people in the back gonna have a long day.
Facts,
These
dog.
stars hanging out their mouth.
I mean, like, let me just go over a recap for everybody, and you can just see the difference in what happens by getting sacked. So last year, okay, Davis Mills got sacked 31 times. I think he didn't play but like 13 games. Okay, you see his success, right? Then Tannehill, he got sacked 33 times in 12 games since he got hurt. Within 12 games, he got sacked 33 times. You see his success. And then you hear about this young man, Trevor Lawrence, and how they protect him. And you see his success. Listen, y'all, if you didn't know, now you know. Protect your quarterback, man. Get a good offensive line. Build up your trenches. Make sure you get a good running back so that you can protect him in his young stages, like they're doing up in Indianapolis right now with Jonathan Taylor, and they have a running back already there, so that as he goes through his growing pains, he has someone to turn and hand the ball to take the pressure off of him and get 8 in the box so that he can have wins when he steps to the line. Not that's what I'm saying. Wins. You step to the line, you see 8 in the box. As a quarterback, you know that's a win. You got wins all day, every day, man. Any quarterback have his salt. He got wins because you got confidence in your wide receivers because you know each other and you know your patterns. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know when, like, come on, man. Yes. Yes.
It's hard to guard one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to guard an
NFL
wide receiver for more than 6-7 seconds. It's hard.
Man, it's hard to guard them for more than 2 or 3 seconds. That's why they want the average quarterback. All right, last year, okay, Trevor Lawrence, the year prior to his release was like 2.6 seconds. All right, so he would once the ball's hyped, okay, 2.6 seconds later, his average release was when he would release the ball. Okay, that was like 29th or 30th in the league. That was under Urban Meyer. Then you fast forward to last year. It went from that 2.6, 2.8 range to 2.4, 2.3. It's all about protecting your quarterback and him being able to understand the defenses prior to him having advantages when he steps to that line.
So you get the ball out of hand.
Exactly.
You know where you're going with the ball. You see certain coverages, you already know. When they come off the line, wherever that blitz comes from, you go right back over their head. You know what I mean? There's a certain things, and that's why I say it comes to the decision making. Going to the film room, breaking these defenses down, and understanding what you're supposed to be doing. Because if you're trying to figure out during the game, in the course of the game, you losing. You getting the sacks. That's how you take these sacks. If you already know, once you look at certain defenses, you already know Tom Brady already know where they're going with the ball, basically.
Yeah, Tom Brady, he knew where he was going every time.
If they can't see it straight out the gate, guess what they're going to do? They're going to audible, they're going to run a receiver or something just so they can see if this is what I'm seeing. Once you do that, once the ball snap and you see where it's coming from, it's get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So if he able enough, if Richardson able enough to get in there and break the film down good enough and understand these defenses, understanding what the coach is asking him to do on offense, I feel like he'll be all right. If not, it's going to be a long season, so.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a long season.
All right, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Okay, this concludes the AFC, or the first 4 episodes of our quarterback rankings versus the fantasy projections, you guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. I enjoyed spending the time with y'all. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. I'm going to holler at y'all.